I did not expect to be telling that story. What's up, my BBs? Welcome back to my channel. No, nothing's different about me. What are you talking about? Yes, I dyed my hair a couple more times. There's a little more purple, there's some bluish, greenish, it's like aquamarine, and then there's a little bit of pink. In today's video, I will be going through my finsta. For those of you who don't know, a finsta is like a private Instagram, it's like fake Insta kind of, I think, but it's just like an Instagram that's like more private. You have your closest friends, you post like random weird things, and I've had my finsta for about, I want to say 4 years. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not going to give away the username because like has a lot of my memories personal. I mean, it is private, but I don't want people really looking at it. Right now I have 13 followers only because small circle, and then I don't know why I did that like a TikTok dance, but so, and then I have 2,307 posts. I will be going through them all. I will only be showing you the highlights, otherwise this video would be like 6 hours long. So I'm gonna go back and find my first post. I don't usually delete posts off my finsta, that's why there's so many, and so that also kind of worries me because I'm like, am I gonna get my heart broken again? Am I gonna get sad? Am I gonna get happy? There's gonna be some weed stuff on there. I don't know, I haven't gone through this in a while, so I'm not really sure what I'm gonna find, but I have my phone. Okay, so that took me like a minute and a half. My first post is April 4th, 2016, and it's just a picture of when I worked at Cold Stone Creamery, we just took a waffle cone, put ice cream in it, put like, I don't know, a little choco taco. There's like some screenshots, some like sad quotes.
My first love was some insignificant boy when it should have been myself.
Random selfies, like bad pictures of my friends I'm not friends with.
I wish I could hate you as much as you made me hate myself.
I mean, like, it sounds like silly to say now, but like I also know, like I know what I was feeling at that time, and that like really was, like, I saw it as a quote somewhere, and like that really was how I was feeling. I'm not exactly sure who it was about. Whatever, it's not like you would know. There's the video of me getting asked to prom with that Starbucks poster. I put it on my Instagram story. I'll put a picture of it here, but I'm not going to show the video just because there's people in the video whose privacy I want to respect. It was a surprise. Basically, my friend, we would always get to school a little bit early, and we would like sit in our cars next to each other. I had a 0 period, which means I started like an hour, I had a class before school started, and so did my friend, and so she was sitting there, and she got there, and she's like, can you help me out with something? So I said, yeah, sure, and I was like, yeah, I'm helpful. So I got out of the car, and then he just like came out of the side, and I went, oh fuck, there's a person in the car, and he came around with a poster, and I'm like, oh yes, and then like I gave him a hug. He was my boyfriend at the time. It was very sweet. Only time I've ever been asked to a dance, but anyway. Oh my gosh, this is so funny. This is, I had a voicemail from Starbucks on my phone, and I said, hella excited for this. This is when I first started, like, the process of trying to get a job at Starbucks. Yeah, see, there's just, like, random, like, weird selfies on here. Pic with my ex, who is married now. No, but, like, I'm happy for him. Aw, prom, actual prom. Let me see if I have a picture of just myself. Okay, this one will work. So I said caption this, and so it's just like me going like, I don't know, you'll see it. Oh wait, here's a good one. That was me at my junior prom. Oh, I have a picture of my boyfriend at the time. After when I got my wisdom teeth out, I'll show the wisdom teeth picture. I look atrocious, but so this was June 3rd of 2016. So my cheeks swelled up so much when I got my wisdom teeth out, and my boyfriend at the time came over, and he was like helping me ice my face, and like it was funny because like he started kissing me, and I was like, I don't know how this is for you because I can't feel a thing because my lips were so numb still because it was like right after. Aw, this was from my first day at Starbucks. This was June 6th, 2016. Oh, I'm so cute. Aw, this was my boyfriend at the time, as I keep saying. I remember I was having a really bad day, like a friend of mine, or like an ex-friend, was like not being very nice, and he was like, do you want to like talk about it? I'm like, no, I don't really want to talk to anyone right now, like I'll talk to you later. And then like I laid down, and then he had called me, and I was like, what? And he says, check your porch. And when I checked my porch, there was a donut, because I used to be obsessed with donuts, and then a Oreo milkshake from Chick-fil-A. So sweet. Just wait till he and I break up, then there'll be some sad stuff here. Here we go. The sad truth is, you didn't break my heart, I broke my own heart, because I remember I broke up with him. We ended up getting back together, but then he broke up with me, but that's a long story, which I might do a story time on, actually, because it's kind of it's an interesting one. But then there's just like a lot of like sad quotes, like, just know I love you with all of my fucked up piece of shit heart. And like I was so upset, and people were like, why are you upset, you broke up with him? But I'm like, I didn't want to. It was like because it was right before our senior year, and I'm like, I don't feel like I'm gonna want a boyfriend when I go to college, and like I know I'm going away, and like I just don't see this working out, and so that's why I broke up with him. Like I said, we ended up getting back together. And then there's, I'm not gonna show it because it has his name, but he and I tweeted at the same time. I said in my heart always and forever, and he tweeted can't not love you. Oh my gosh, I think this was the first time I ever got high. August 8th, 2016, and I was like, I gotta take a picture. Of course. Oh, this is actually pretty cool. So my senior year of high school, all the seniors got their own parking spots, and we all got to paint them like with our name. So I've always loved hearts. This was right after I got my heart tattoo on my back, and I put Allie K with a heart. And I don't usually dot my eyes with hearts, but on the spot I did. So that was pretty cool. Okay, and now me and my boyfriend got back together. This is August 24th. And then we broke up, wow, really? August 27th. Actually, no, we got back together before August 24th, but he was out of town anyway. It's not a big deal. But basically, like, the short version of the story is I thought about doing something that I shouldn't have done. I mean, I guess I'll just... Story time. So the reason I don't always tell this story is because it does make me look a little bad, and it's just like, I'm not trying to, I wouldn't leave out that part because that's just not right. So basically, while we were dating the time before that, I was hanging out with my best friend at the time, and we ended up hanging out with one of my guy friends, and I had considered cheating on my boyfriend, which I didn't, because I ended up being like, I love him too much, like I could never do that to him, like I don't know why that thought crossed my mind. And then also at that time I was very like, even though he was my boyfriend and I did love him, I was like always afraid to be alone with guys. Not like afraid, but just like uncomfortable, because I was just afraid of awkward silences, and like I don't know, I was just very weird and awkward about that. And so sometimes if he would ask me to hang out, I'd say I can't because I already made plans with my friend, when really like her and I made friends afterwards. Like it really wasn't good, it wasn't healthy, and I know that. But she ended up telling him about all that. And like, I'm not gonna say what I did wasn't wrong, because it was, even though I didn't actually do anything, like I never cheated or anything. The fact that I thought about it is still completely wrong. But her telling him that, like we weren't friends. We had gotten in a fight before that, and we weren't friends. But then she ended up telling him, and then one night I was with my friends and I was texting him, and no, I wasn't. I got a text from a friend saying, do you know that name of my ex-best friend is with my current boyfriend right now? And like, I looked on, she like sent me like a screen recording of someone's Snapchat story, and I saw it, and like, I was like, are you with her right now? And it was just mostly because he knew how much she had hurt me, and it's not, I wasn't trying to be like, you can't be friends with her, but like, he was hanging out with two people who were very like, I was gonna say attackative, like they were prone to attack me, I guess. And so like verbally, I guess, or over text or whatever. And so I was very concerned he wasn't texting me back, which made me even more concerned. And so like I called him, he didn't answer. And so he was like, what would you say if like someone told you that I thought about cheating on you? And I was like, what are you talking about? And so then he basically told me what my ex-friend had said. And this is getting so off topic, but whatever. And so then he ended up breaking up with me. But the sad thing is, so a year again, so off topic, but I will get back. A year and a half before he and I started. So he and I started dating that April. This was August. Like a year before that, he and I like were talking, and like that was when we kissed for the first time, but like we were never official. And then I got a Snapchat that he like had his arm around another girl, and so I texted him like, just let me know if I'm wasting my time. And he completely ghosted me. He didn't reply to that. I'm like, really? Like, and I like sent him a few texts like over time, and he never replied to me. And then I don't remember how, but we started talking again a year later, and then we started dating, and that was that. But like I had talked to him and like confronted him about that. I'm like, why did you do this? Like, why did you ghost me? And he was like, I'm so sorry, blah blah blah. And so when he was breaking up with me over text, he wasn't replying to me, and I'm like, you said you wouldn't do this again. Like, I know it was a different situation, but it was like, oh my god. I remember I came home late that night. My mom was fast asleep, but I crawled into bed, and I'm just like, he broke up with me. And it was just, ugh. Anyway, let's move on. Like, he and I, obviously, like I said, he's married right now. But I wish nothing but the best for him. We have talked things out since. Actually, he almost took me to my senior prom. But we've talked things out. I wish nothing but the best for him. I have nothing but, like, good feelings for him, I guess. So that's that. I did not expect to be telling that story. This was the first time I ever drank, and it was Fireball. So I had, I believe, 2 or 3 shots at like a friend's house. And so this was September 16th, 2016. So I was 18. I do not condone underage drinking at all. No, no. And then I ended up, do I have the picture? Like this. I wasn't like passed out, but I was like, I think I said I was making like snow angels in the carpet. Okay, I actually remember the story behind this. So it was like a picture of my legs, and I said, what just happened? So I remember it was like at break during school, which is like 15 minutes after like 2 periods. And that girl, my ex-best friend, came up to me and was like confronting me, saying like I shouldn't be talking shit. And I wasn't. Like, I maybe was talking to like one of my good friends, like talking about what was going on, because like how could a situation like what I went through happen, and I'm not trying to like pity myself, like what I went through happen, and not talk to my friends about it. But it was not me just like attacking her. And like what I found out later, I guess like I looked at my voicemails under blocked, because I blocked her number, and she had left me a voicemail. It's like, hey Allie, it's her name, I just wanted to say that blah 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 blah, and like there are things I could tell him, blah 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 blah. So like I didn't know that she had left that threatening voicemail until like months later. But yeah, she like confronted me, and I just said like okay or whatever, and like I walked away. I think I don't really remember that clearly, but I was like shaking so hard after that. Okay, I know. So this was October 9th, 2016. It was in a parking structure. It's just like a blurry picture of the back of me to be like artsy. And so the caption says, well, no car for a week besides school and work. I was hanging out with someone who my parents didn't like. It was a girl. My parents thought she was a bad influence on me, and so I lied and said I was hanging out with someone else. And so I drove her because she didn't have a license at the time. And then when I came back the next morning, she texted me. She's like, I left my wallet in your car. And I was thinking, fuck, I'm screwed. I went downstairs because I was about to go to the car, and I see the wallet on like the kitchen island. And so yeah, I got my car taken away for a week. So this was in the room of this guy. It just says, what's good? It was after a football game. There was like me, this guy, and like 4 other people, like my friend, and then like a bunch of other people. We were all just hanging out, like nothing fancy. But this guy, he like used to have like a thing with my ex. I'm gonna think of a name for her. My ex-best friend. Let's name her Mildred. So my ex-best friend, so Mildred had a thing with this guy, and then they stopped being a thing. And so I thought he was cute, but like it was like whatever. And so it was his house and his room, and like I said, there were other people. We ended up getting like, I don't know how it happened, like he like put his arm around me, and like we started like cuddling, whatever. And then we ended up like not like hooking up, but like kind of hooking up. It was actually one of the most awkward, it makes me cringe, experiences of my life. But then he ended up like having a thing with her, like asking her to win her formal. And he was in my psychology class at the time, and we always had debates in psych, and I don't know how it came up, but there was something that he and I were debating on, and we were like talking back and forth, like arguing, and there was like hidden meaning behind it of like our situation, and it was actually like really funny looking back at it. I ended up telling, because I was really close with my psych teacher, he's like the reason I'm a psych major, and I remember at the end of the year I was telling him like, yeah, like I ended up like with him, and he was like, oh, I wish I would have known, I would have put you two like next to each other. And I'm like, screw you. I have a picture with the caption, let's just say you don't piss me on. 3 years ago I took pictures of myself because I was so happy. So this was October 22nd, 2016. I know exactly what this is about. So I didn't have my first boyfriend until my freshman year, and I only call him my officially like my boyfriend because one, he like did ask me out, two, he was my first kiss, but it was a 3-day relationship because like someone told me that like he was cheating on me, so like I ended up like breaking up. He like asked me out over text, I broke up with him over text. I was 15. But he was, after 2 days, he like kissed me, like it was outside of my math class. He walked me to class, very romantic. But I had never had a boyfriend before. I'd always wanted a boyfriend. He asked me out over Kik. And so these pictures were how happy I was when he asked me out, because it was like I was so happy. But it was like on my laptop's like webcam. It wasn't a Mac, so it wasn't photo booth, but it was like the same idea. Oh my gosh, this one I also can't show a screenshot of just because there's a name in it. It's not something I want to, again, I try and respect people's privacy, but this was a Tinder message from a guy that I ended up dating. We were in love with each other. I don't really know how to, but we were never officially dating. So this was 2016, so 3 years later we like started having a thing and falling, whatever. I don't want to bring it up because I don't want to bring it up. I'm low-key still in the feels about it. But anyway, oh yeah, but it says, you look like a serial killer. That was how he slid into my DMs. Oh my gosh. So I said I wasn't going to screen record anything because I just didn't want to have to deal with that in editing. But this one I think I'm going to have to. This is one of the most embarrassing videos of me ever, and I think it's just kind of classic. So New Year's 2016 was the first time my parents like let me drink, because like I don't want to say like everyone drinks in once they get like to 17, 18, but I was 18 and I was going to like someone's house and it was close by. My dad drove me both ways. They knew the people I was going there with. Again, I do not condone underage drinking, but so I wasn't sure if they were ever going to let me drink again, so I got a little out of hand, and I can't dance, and so that was me dancing. Oh my god, this picture isn't actually what I'm gonna tell the story of. It's just like a picture of my grades. But it reminded me, so there was a time I've always been an honor student, and there's a time I took, there was CP, college prep, which is basically like on level. There was honors and then AP. And so, advanced placement, and so I was always either honors or AP, usually just honors, because AP didn't have until like my sophomore year, I believe. Sophomore, junior, whatever. But the only options for world history were A-Push and C-Push, AP US History or CP US History. And I did not want, I had heard horror stories about AP US History, and so I'm like, I can't do that. And so I took CP US History. And it was like the easiest class ever. I knew everything. Like, I'm not trying to sound cocky, but like, it was like a very easy class for me. And so at the end of the semester, we had like a final study guide. It was like so long, it had to be handwritten. And so I did maybe like, I think I did less than half of it. And then I wrote a note and I was like, dear Mr. whatever, like, you know I know this stuff, like my hand is tired, full credit would be appreciated. And he gave me full credit. I don't know if he even looked through them, but I don't know if he even saw the note, but yeah. Oh my gosh, this was definitely the second time I got high. That was March 12th, 2017. I don't know why I had this filter on, but I remember thinking, I'm like, oh wow, I even look high being like this, and it says Successful Sunday. So I always, like, even now I have a thing where like, I get very upset if guys try and hide me, because like I haven't been in an official relationship since that guy that I told you about, my junior year of high school. So I've always had like a thing about where like if guys try and keep me a secret or like not show me off, like I just don't feel special, and it's like really upsetting for me. And so I found these 3 screenshots. It says, LOL, because I said I'm not telling anyone, so please don't tell anyone else. And it was basically literally, I remember that situation, his best friend was like, did you hook up with blah blah blah? And I assumed since it was his best friend that he knew, and I'm like, yeah. And then he sent that. Hell low-key though, like no one knows. Just say it was someone, please don't say me. That's actually a situation. So I'd hooked up with this guy and he left me like a huge hickey. And so I texted him the next day. I'm like, what am I supposed to say when people ask me who it was? And that's when he said, just say it was someone, please don't say it was me, because I'm still trying to get with insert name of my current best friend. The sad thing is, I hooked up with him again. I don't make good choices. Like, yeah, like I know I don't have good taste in guys. Like, I'm not saying all of my guy issues are the guy's fault. Like, a lot of it is me, but yeah. Okay, I know. Okay, so this picture is from prom, but I posted it on April 13th, 2017. So what happened was that my ex who broke up with me because what did I name her? Mildred, told him stuff. I'll name him Sam. It's a generic name. Sorry, Lexi. It's her boyfriend's name. But so Sam, we like started talking. I remember he Facebook messaged me a little while before this and like apologized for like the way he ended things and whatever, and wanted to like meet up and get lunch, and so we did. And like I remember like there just wasn't like a spark anymore. It was like not the same person. Like I did not feel the same connection, and like I still loved him, but I wasn't like in love with him anymore. But and so I still kind of like, I don't know, I don't exactly remember, but I remember it like wasn't good timing. Like I just couldn't do it at that time. And so I post this, then in another life I would be your girl, we'd keep all our promises, be us against the world, the one that got away. Because I thought maybe like in the future like we could be together, just like not now. And then like a few days after that I was in psych and my teacher started playing a song and he said, let's listen to love songs because it's that kind of day. And I was just like, Oh, and this is so funny. So if you remember that picture that I showed you of when the first time I got drunk, I remember towards the end of the year on Snapchat they had this, and I was like, oh my gosh, like it's not me, but like it looks exactly like the picture. God, Hallie, oh my gosh. So this is just like a picture of like the back of someone's legs, because it was just like a blank picture for me. And I said, if you don't acknowledge me in public, don't expect me to suck your dick. I mean, respond to your Snapchats. Jeez. So this, not really interesting pictures. So this was May 11th, 2017. And so a few days before this, on May 9th, me and Sam, my ex, like met up. This was, I don't really remember the timeline of things at the very, very end, but I remember we met up and
like I don't know why I posted the one that got away thing before that.
But anyway, so we met up and like that was like, we said we still love, like I apologized for like everything that happened with me. He apologized too, and it was like a roller coaster of emotions. That was my caption on a picture. And then 2 days later I started getting sick, and so I went to the doctor and I had mono. And like I don't know if it was who it was from, honestly, which is the sad thing. Like, and like it kind of showed my mom like but I was like, I don't know who it's from. So I had mono. And then the next day I had an AP test. And I was like, are you kidding me? So I took 4 AP classes, 3 my senior year and 1 my junior year. I took AP Bio my junior year and I got a 3. And I took AP Lit. Oh wait, no, I took 5 APs total. My senior year I took AP Lit, AP Gov, AP Econ, AP Psych. So the last one was AP Econ. And second semester senior year, I got all A's except for 1 B, and that was in AP Econ. I got all 3s on my AP test, except I got a 4 on AP Econ. AP Econ was the one I took when I had mono. So that's an interesting story time. So this was one of the proudest moments of my life. So I was in, oh my gosh, there's so many story times here. I did not expect this. This is gonna be such a long video. So I was in journalism for all 4 years of high school. I didn't go into high school thinking I was going to be in journalism, but my mom like saw the booth at like a parent night and she's like, you should do this. And I'm like, all right. So I did it, and I was a writer my first year, and then I was like, I'm going to do this all 4 years. And so I was editor my sophomore year, editor my junior year, and then like a section editor. And then my senior year, I was co-editor-in-chief with one other girl. And it was not my life, but I loved it. My teacher was like, she like knew more about me than she wanted to, and like it was just great. I spent like 4 years with her. She was also my English teacher my freshman year, and I loved that class so much. Like senior year, it was like I had to tell some people what to do, and I wasn't used to being like an authority figure. But like we had 5 print editions, and so 4 weekends, me, my co-editor-in-chief, and my teacher, who was like more of an advisor than a teacher, we had to meet up, and like we would go through and like nitpick and edit all the layouts and all that, and it was tiring, but it was like very satisfying work. My school had like Night of the Stars or something, where like all the teachers gave like an award, like one or like a couple awards, I guess, to a student, and some teachers who like taught seniors gave a senior medallion award, and that was like the top award for each teacher or like each department. And so, but like you get invited to Night of the Stars, but you don't know like why or like what teacher. So I got invited, and I assumed it was for journalism because I wasn't really like exceptional in any of my other classes. So I remember I was sitting down, and my teacher went up, and she was called the names of all the people, and she didn't call my name, and I was like, what? And she was like, and now the senior medallion. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like my co-editor-in-chief also already got like an award, and I like literally, I think I was crying because I'd never gotten like acknowledged by any like that, like an award like that. And it was like I'm not really good at many things. Like I'm not athletic, I'm not really artistic, except like I like makeup and stuff. But, and so the fact that like I was good at something, it was just like, it was awesome. I don't know, I'm gonna cry again because like I was so proud of myself. Like you got to wear your medal at graduation, and it was really exciting. This was me. So my store on the weekends when I worked at Starbucks was very, very, very slow on the weekends. Like it was in a business district, so like we closed at 5 on the weekends. And so very slow. Like this is not good, this is not health code, but this was me bored at work. A guy had texted me, sorry to hear that you're stressed, kissy face, come kiss me. And I captioned it, but that ain't gonna finish my econ project, is it? Oh my god. Fun night took a turn for the better, and there's a pot leaf emoji. June 6th. 2017. This is when like those times that I've mentioned that I smoked were the only times I had smoked at that time. This was so sweet. My last day of high school, my mom texted me, enjoy the last day of school, even better things are on the horizon, trust me, a lot less angst in college. So proud of you, you finished so strong. And like that day, like I cried so much because I love, like, I'm a big like reminiscer, I don't know the word, but like thinking back, I'm like, wow, like I'm done with like school, like this kind of school, like this is crazy. I remember my last class was psychology, which is my favorite class, and I was just thinking, like, I was like looking at the clock, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm almost done. So it says from preschool to high school, and it was I had a preschool graduation for some reason, and then my high school graduation. It was just exciting. It's like, I don't know, it was just a really exciting time for me. Oh god, I'm so dramatic. On my birthday, I said,
my 5th shot went out to my ex-boyfriend, who I've always texted on his birthday no matter what, but he never texted me.
This picture, people say I look like Bad Baby, Danielle Bergoli. I mean, I kind of see it, but because I had reddish hair, but oh my gosh, another story time. So this, gosh, there's so much tea. I wonder if I'm gonna split this up into more than one video. I don't know. But so one night I was with one of my friends, and I was like randomly texting my first boyfriend. Like we like were in kind of contact. We ended up like making out by the pool like 2 years after we broke up. Ugh, I make such bad decisions. We were texting, and he like was having like a little kickback, like not like a very little kickback. Like there were 3 or 4 of them, and people were like drinking and smoking, whatever. So I went over there. I was driving, and I'm like, I might have like a shot, whatever, and then I'll wait a little bit, and then I'll drive home. I ended up having 2 shots, and I didn't drive. Like, jumping to conclusions, I did not drive. I ended up having like 2 shots, and then like I took like a hit off of a pipe. And I texted my dad, I'm like, hey, so like I'm with my friend, blah, blah, blah. I actually had like a little to drink, and like we're gonna Uber to her house, and I'm gonna sleep there. And he was like, why? Like, why did you drink? Whatever. Like, he ended up, like, he and my mom were very proud that, like, I made the decision, obviously, like, not to drive home. But, so when I was, like, waiting for my dad outside, because he ended up picking me up, that guy texted me, and he was drunk, and he's like, I need you in my life. It's what I wanted to tell you, because he was like, can we talk later? And I'm like, I cannot do this right now, because I was in like a lot of trouble, because my dad, like, it was late, whatever. He said, if I need to move to San Diego, I'll do it, but I can't have you leave, please, Allie. Like, he was just drunk. I can promise you, he was just drunk. So on my way to San Diego, like on move-in day, we didn't just get a flat tire, we had like a shattered tire. Oh my gosh, it delayed things. I was like, maybe it was a sign that I shouldn't have gone to school there, but what can you do? I'm gonna blur this guy out. This actually was the guy I lost my virginity to in the Jew frat. I'm holding a shirt that says party with Jews. That guy treated me so bad. I don't know. Watch the story of the guy I lost my virginity to, a guy I met on Tinder. Ugh. You know, there's like some stuff from State. It's like nothing like that exciting. So I started smoking a lot more this summer before I went to State. Not like a lot, just like more than like 3 times a year, which is like what I had done before that. So a lot of these pictures, like I am like kind of high in them, I guess. But they're not like that interesting pictures. If you follow me for long, you've seen pictures of me high. Oh my god, this is so funny. So again, I can't show this screenshot because it's literally just a screenshot of like my call history on my phone with this guy's name. And I said, because it was a missed call. And so it turned out I texted him. It was my ex-boyfriend, not Sam, but it was the one before that. It was my boyfriend for my sophomore year. It was like my first like real relationship, and we didn't like say we loved each other or anything, but like that was my first real heartbreak. That was, I don't know, I think I did a story on the WeTube. It's my first boyfriend broke up with me because I was Jewish. Anyway, we broke, it was like a month long, but it was very hard for me. We ended up hooking up like a year or 2 later, like queen of hooking up with her exes. I hate myself. But like we then stopped talking. Like we'd gone through a lot of crap, and like we were not on the best of terms. So he called me and I was very confused. Like I literally have like this emoji next to his name. I texted him and he's like, call me back. So I was like, because I thought it was like an accident. And so then on the phone he was like, do you think like I would be able to like talk to like one of your parents? Because okay, so basically like jumping to the end, like he like, it was like a pyramid scheme, like selling these like kitchen products, whatever, like to because like my parents were the target demographic. But I'm like, my parents don't really like you. Like they never met him, but like obviously like he broke my heart. And so he's like, oh, like I just need a little bit of their time. And I'm like, no. And I just hung up. It's like, I don't need to show you like a bunch of like random pictures. I'm trying to show some that like have a story or like something funny to them. Okay, so we're getting to a time where I've looked through these a little while ago. These pictures, I was thinking about doing a video just for these pictures, but I don't think it would be like a long enough video. These are kind of like early signs that like looking back, I should have realized I had a problem with weed. Disclaimer, as you guys know, I am 100% like pro cannabis. I think that it can be so amazing for anxiety and depression and pain, like PTSD, and like I think it can be such an amazing, I don't want to say drug. For me, you guys know, like for me, it's just doesn't work. The whole video about that. Oh, Lexi June official just went live. And so, but like looking, and like I'm not saying that like it's not good to use weed for anxiety or like anything like that, but like looking back, I used it so much as a crutch, and like the only thing that I used it to numb and like that kind of stuff, and wasn't healthy for me. But so some of these pictures, let's see what we got here. There's one of the few things that helps me when I'm sad. And someone actually commented, you should go to an MA meeting with me. It's like, this was January 30th, 2018. So that was 2 years, no, yeah, 2 years ago. Like, happy Valentine's Day. It's a picture of me and my vape pen. And again, someone commented, you should go to MA meetings with me. Like, so far, none of these have been like that bad. But then I have, my favorite coping mechanism is also one of my favorite activities. Thanks for having my back, Mary Jane. What would I do without my favorite coping mechanism? You ever smoke and cry at the same time? But mom, I have cut back. I only smoke once a day instead of twice. Alright, this one's pretty bad. 3 joints in a bowl later and I still can't numb the pain. That right there was like my issue. I tried to, if I had a heartbreak, I tried to just numb it instead of like dealing with it. Sad stoner bitch requirement, and that's like an ounce and a half. Oh my gosh. Joint in my mouth, tears in my eyes. How my nights usually go. Alright, this one's the July 9th, 2018. No more weed for me. Cannabinoid hyperemesis syndrome. Obviously, I didn't go through with that, or with that mentality. Alright, now we're getting into a time when I started my page, so I didn't post on this account as much. Because, like, I did post a lot of, like, pictures of me smoking on here, now that I had, like, when I started Blazing Barista, I had, like, another outlet. And there's my ex. I'm finally at a point where, like, okay, so here's the tea. I don't know if it's just me, or if it's me plus borderline, or what it is. Like, I don't get over people well. And this guy was a guy, this isn't any of the guys I've talked about, a guy, like, I loved with all of my heart. Worst heartbreak of my life. He's moved on now. This was over a year ago now. But, like, I loved Sam, but I don't want to say, like, I loved this guy more, but, like, it was probably because, like, I was a virgin with Sam, and, like, sex doesn't, like, mean love, but, like, it does provide a different type of intimacy. And so with this guy, like, I don't know, I was head over heels in love with him. He said he loved me. We ended things because he didn't want a relationship, or because we were never, like, officially in a relationship. I don't know, it was really hard for me. It still kind of is. Like I said, he's moved on. I've kind of moved on. I don't know how much to get into this. It's not something I really like to talk about a lot. And I feel, like, stupid sometimes for still being upset about it. But, like, I loved him a lot. I don't know if I want to say I still do. I'm just gonna end it and end this conversation. Alright, that's pretty much the end of things. I have a picture that says, finally got my head out of my ass and realized I have an addiction. Finally getting help. So that was June 23rd, 2019. And, like, I have a chip of, like, my 30 days chip. Like, just random pictures on here. Nothing that, like, I haven't posted on my main or on this account. But yeah, so that is my finsta. This video is gonna be so long. Oh my god. If you made it this far, shout out to you. I appreciate you so much. Oh my gosh, I love you. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this real talk. Like, I did not expect to get, like, this deep and personal in this video. But thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm filming! Thank you guys so much for joining me. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Go subscribe if you haven't. I don't even know my posting schedule anymore. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.